Today on View to a Grill, we're baking pizza. I'm going to show you how to make a New York style pizza dough so you can make a delicious pepperoni pizza on the Weber Searwood. It's the day before and we need to start by making our poolish for the pizza dough. In a bowl, add 354 grams of bread flour. Next, 1.4 grams of instant dry yeast. I like to then make a well in the flour and then add 5.7 grams of sugar. Next, we'll add 17.1 grams of olive oil and then 354 grams of filtered water. I'll stir all of that in the bowl until everything is incorporated. When you're done, you should have a poolish that looks like this. Now we'll just let it sit out for an hour and a half at room temperature and then set it into the refrigerator. It's the next day. Let's go ahead and make our dough. Now that poolish has been sitting in the refrigerator for about 16 hours, but let it go up to 24 hours. Now this dough went through a lot overnight. Just take a look at all of the action going into it. See all those bubbles? That's a great poolish. And then when we remove the lid, you can see all of those bubbles on top. Our poolish is ready. Let's go ahead and complete our pizza dough. Weigh out 217 grams of bread flour. Also weigh out 11.4 grams of fine sea salt. Now this is important. Use the flour out of the bowl that you've already weighed. Get your spatula, put some flour on it, and tap around the sides of the bowl. This is going to help us release the poolish from the bowl a lot easier. Take your spatula and push that flour between the side of the bowl and the poolish, and then dump it into your mixing bowl, and it should come out really easily. Now go ahead, throw that salt in, put your hook on, and start the mixer on stir. I'll go ahead and start a timer just so you can see how long this actually takes for the pizza dough to come together. While the mixer is on stir, start to slowly add your flour. Once the dough has absorbed all the flour, add a little more flour. And you're just going to keep doing this until all the flour has been added. This took me about 5 minutes to add the rest of the flour. Once all the flour has been added, put the speed on 4. Now all we're going to do is clean up the sides of the mixing bowl. Once all your sides are clean and your dough ball is smooth, your pizza dough is ready. And this took me about 10 minutes. Go ahead and shut off your mixer and the dough hook should release cleanly. Now we can remove the pizza dough from the bowl and look at all that elasticity. This is some good dough. Oil your hands with a little bit of olive oil to prevent sticking, and then do a few slap and folds right there on your countertop. Once you've done that, place your pinkies on the surface of your countertop and pull the dough towards you and turn it a quarter turn. This is going to create tension on the top of the dough ball. Once you've done that a few times, spin the dough ball and push it under itself, creating more tension. When I was done, I had a dough ball that looked like this. Now we can just use the same bowl, place it over the dough ball, and let it sit on the counter for about 15 minutes. While you're waiting, prepare a few containers by spraying the inside of the container with olive oil. When 15 minutes is up, we're going to start creating our individual dough balls. I like to weigh what we have just to see what each dough ball should weigh. That'll give us 4 dough balls at around 237 grams. We'll go ahead and start dividing that evenly. If you have any little pieces of dough, put them under your dough ball, not on top. For each dough ball, I like to push the dough under itself, creating tension on the top of the dough ball. I'll then pull the dough under itself just like we did when it was a large dough ball. Then once I've done that a few times, I'll then seal the bottom by pinching the seam. Now that I've pinched the seam shut, I'll just push the dough under itself while spinning it, creating a nice round ball. Once I've done that, I'll then get it inside of that oiled container. And there we go, 4 dough balls. Beautiful. Now at this point you can either freeze these and use them some other time, or you can put them into your refrigerator for up to 48 hours. You could also choose to use them right now. Leave them out on the counter, and in about 2 hours you'll have some pizza dough that's ready to use. I like the extra flavor that it gets from fermenting in the refrigerator, so I'm going to put mine into the refrigerator for at least 24 hours. 24 hours later, here's our dough, and you can see that it actually rose a little bit overnight. Now I'm just going to grab one of those, set them in a place where some air can get under them, and then wait for about an hour and a half before I use them. While the dough is rising, let's go ahead and get the Weber Searwood ready to use. Make sure you have plenty of pellets. That looks good. I'm also going to be using a pizza stone, and I'm just going to set this right into the middle of the grill. Now I'll set the Weber Searwood to 600, and when the Weber Searwood reaches 600, I'll set a timer for 20 minutes to allow the pizza stone to heat up. We've got everything ready to go, so now it's pizza time. I like to start my stretching process on a plate with deep sides, so I'll grab one of those and put some semolina flour into it. Here's our pizza dough. It's been resting for about an hour and a half, and here's how I like to remove it. I'll get some of that semolina off the plate and tap it around the edge of the container. I'll then use my spatula and push the semolina in between the pizza dough and the side of the container. Now just turn it over on your plate, and it should just fall right out. Now flip your dough ball over to have the top up, and go ahead and start stretching your dough ball. Once I have the beginning of the pizza dough stretched, I'll pick it up and let gravity help stretch that dough. Get a little more flour on it. Continue to press the air out of the middle of the pizza dough, and once I've done that, I like to use my knuckles to stretch the dough. Get a little more flour on it, remove the plate, press out more air from the bottom of the pizza while stretching it. Now if I need to stretch it out a little more, I'll just pick it up, use my knuckles again, and stretch. Now I've got it to a size that I like just in time. My 20-minute timer just went off, so the pizza stone is ready to use. Here's what our dough is looking like, all stretched. Beautiful. Now it's time to build that pizza. Let's start off by putting some tomato sauce on the bottom. And if you're wondering, this is 6-in-1 tomato sauce. Now we'll get some mozzarella cheese. I'm going to put about half of what I'm going to use on first. Spread it out thinly. Now I'll get some pepperoni. Just randomly place that on top. Now I'll get the other half of my cheese, and finally a little bit of dried Italian seasoning just for a sprinkling of flavor. And here it is. Check out that pizza. Now in case you didn't know, I have an Instagram page. Go to Instagram, follow me at View2a-Grill. I'd appreciate it a lot. The Weber Searwood is ready. Everything is preheated. Let's grab our pizza and then just set it right in the middle of that pizza stone. I'll then set a timer for 5 minutes. Hey Siri, set a timer for 5 minutes. Once that 5-minute timer has gone off, we'll open the lid and turn the pizza 180 degrees and quickly get the lid shut. We'll then set another timer for 5 minutes. Hey Siri, set a timer for 5 minutes. There you go. That last 5-minute timer has gone off. Let's go ahead and remove our pizza from the Weber Searwood. And here it comes. Just take a look at this pizza. Now, I like to use a rack so that we maintain the integrity of our pizza and it doesn't steam itself and get soggy. And take a look at this. Yes, that's a New York style pizza that came off the Weber Searwood. That thing looks incredible to me. Now the last thing I like to do to my New York style pizza is put a little bit of olive oil on the crust. Really gives it a great mouthfeel. I'm going to cut my pizza into 6 slices because I can never seem to eat 8 slices of pizza. Now let me give you a look at one of those wedges. Here's the top. Got a little char on a pepperoni, a little char on those bubbles. Beautiful. The bottom also looks perfectly done to me. And if I grab it by the crust of the pizza, it just stands straight out. Look at that. Yeah, I know. This is the part you're all waiting for. How does it taste? Well, it tastes pretty damn good, but I'm sure you already knew that. Now, if you haven't already, subscribe to View2a-Grill. I'm not sure what you're waiting for. We got everything here. We got barbecue. We grill. We bake pizza. Come on. You know you want to be a part of this. Thank you for watching View2a-Grill. I'll see you guys next time. Take care, y'all.